Hey everybody, it's Lindsay and I'm here with Amanda, and I talk about Amanda a little bit more in the next video you're going to watch about the first week. But I really wanted to ask her to explain to you a little bit more, because I know there's still some questions about, okay, what to expect over the next 28 days. Amanda, tell us a little bit about the difference between this 28-day challenge and what you've designed in this program versus a typical let me count my calories, here's a meal plan type diet, if you will.
Sure. So when it comes to the typical diet, a lot of the time we're restricting calories and we're not necessarily eating all the right foods. So with this diet, what we've done is kind of scrap all of that, and we're starting from scratch, and we're taking out certain foods that are potential allergen foods. So as a clinical nutritionist, I practice holistic health counseling, so I don't have my clients ever count their calories, which is kind of crazy to think, because that's kind of what we're so used to in our society. Calorie counting is not allowed.
It's exhausting, overwhelming. Yeah.
Exhausting, overwhelming. And I also tell them not to use the scale, which is another, kind of big change for them when they come to a nutritionist. And the reason for that is a lot of times, especially if you're starting to work out at the same time as you're starting a nutrition program, you might be gaining muscle at the same time as you're eating healthy, and this could relay a misconception on the scale because muscle weighs more than fat. So as we're putting on muscle, the scale's not really always telling the right story. And when it comes to calories in, calories out doesn't necessarily always work. It's really the quality of our calories that we want to pay attention to, and that's what this challenge is all about. We're really cleaning up our diets. We're taking out certain foods that could be causing problems for us, and we're adding in really great foods. It's a concept that I like to call crowding out. So when we put all of the right foods in, our bodies aren't really going to crave the bad stuff anymore. We won't really have those cravings for the cookies and the breads and so on and so forth if our bodies are feeling like they are, happy and content off of all the right foods.
What do you think could be potentially some of the biggest frustrations, or not setbacks, but maybe some of the most difficult points over the next 28 days that some people might experience?
Yeah, well, we're used to eating specific foods. That could be based on, how we grew up. It could be based on our daily regimen. So it might be a little change up for you. You might be introducing foods into your diet that you're not used to eating. But I promise you, the foods are delicious. And once you start eating all the right foods, you're not really going to have those cravings, like I said before. And another thing is that, that you might want to prep a little bit more ahead of time. Other frustrations when it comes to certain foods like gluten and sugar, we could experience withdrawal symptoms. And I know that sounds crazy, but sugar has pretty much been deemed as an addictive substance. So when we take it out of our diets, we might experience withdrawal symptoms such as headaches and fatigue and so on and so forth. So I don't want that to scare you. I want you to know ahead of time that something like that might occur, but it usually only lasts for about 2 to 3 days, and after that you feel fantastic because you're clearing your body out and you feel clean and light and happy.
And I think just being mindful and aware that these things might happen is already setting you up for success.
Absolutely.
So it's not like it's going to hit you and then you get frustrated and then you get on that downward spiral, because I'm going to presume probably like getting into that week 3 or so, that's when people, the euphoria of doing something new wears off a little bit. So that's where we're really going to have to use the support of, each of us and the community, because there's a bunch of you women doing it all at the same time. So just to recap, if you just want to give maybe each week just kind of an overview. So the first week we're taking out dairy.
First week we're taking out dairy. Second week we're taking out gluten. Third week we're taking out processed sugars, and fourth week we're taking out soy. And in addition to taking all of those out, we're adding in something healthy as well. So you won't feel necessarily deprived because we've literally listed every food that goes along with those specific food types. So for example, dairy, milk would be one, and then we've given you a substitute for what a healthy alternative for milk would look like. So there's always going to be something to satisfy what you're looking for.
I think it's going to be awesome. So thank you. Have an awesome 28 days and keep positive.